Hi, this is Gila. One of my interests is history, and recently I've been watching various TV programs reenacting how life was lived in different time periods in the past. What comes through very clearly is that for the majority of people, at least until about 80 years ago or so, life consisted of almost endless hard work from dawn to dusk, of drudgery, of a hand-to-mouth existence, and, certainly in Britain, of a class system effectively reducing many people to virtual slavery, while only a few at the top lived lives of immense privilege, ease, and plenty. Some people literally starved to death because they couldn't afford to live. And in Britain, going to the workhouse was a last desperate option if you couldn't afford enough to feed your family, because it was hardly any better than being in prison. Frankly, most of us in the West today live lives of amazing luxury and wealth compared with our ancestors only 2, 3 or more generations back. Obesity is a growing problem because most of us have more than enough food. Clothes are cheap and plentiful. Modern healthcare and medicines have improved our quality of life no end. And certainly most people's opportunities to work hard and to create wealth today are only really limited by their intelligence, education, and, perhaps most importantly, determination. Yet, how many of us realize how blessed we truly are to be alive today? How many of us realize that so many people suffered in the past, living very difficult lives, in order for us to enjoy the abundant materialism of today? And how many of our freedoms, especially freedom of speech, are we letting slip through our fingers in an impossible and frankly inane attempt not to offend other people, some of whose worldviews many of us actually find morally repugnant? But morals in today's world, it seems, can apparently be expendable and even land us in trouble with the law. Even my own father had to leave school at 16 in order to go out to work. One of my grandmothers spent some time in service with all its long hours of drudgery. A great aunt, born in 1892, who I remember as a lovely old lady, had to leave school at 13 and go to work for long hours as a seamstress making whalebone corsets. And she also nearly died from anemia in her teens. Most people only got through if they were tough enough to do so, or lucky. Nevertheless, having more of everything, having instant gratification is no guarantee of a happy life. And while there's no way any sane person would want to go back to the back-breaking lives most people had in the past, at the same time it is surely important to have a sense of real gratitude for all that we have today and not to take our current plenty for granted. And yes, of course, there's still suffering, as each of us has their own problems and challenges in life. But let's put our lives today in the larger context of so much hard graft, suffering, and slavery, whether virtual or real, for so many people in the past. Happiness is to a large extent about attitude and respecting those old-fashioned morals of seeking good for everyone, of a concern for honesty, fairness, and respect in all our dealings with other people, and to make the very most of all that life has given us, which for most of us is actually a very great deal, and to have the courage not only to stand up for what is right, but to be prepared, if ultimately necessary, to lose what we have, to fight for it, for the future freedoms of those who will be coming after us. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. Goodbye.